Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Choice Privileges Select credit card. This is a card that is being issued by Wells Fargo. So I am going to go over the main features of this card, its pros as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this credit card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive 20 free stocks in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you got to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account, deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, they will be sending you 20 free stocks. Each stock is going to be worth at least $3, possibly more. So you will be receiving at least $60 in free stock. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Choice Privileges Select credit card. Once again, this is a card that is being issued by Wells Fargo. We're going to talk about how you can earn points with this card. So starting out, you will be earning 10 points per dollar spent on stays at participating Choice hotels, plus on Choice Privileges point purchases. Then you'll be earning 5 points per dollar spent on purchases at gas stations, grocery stores, home improvement stores, and phone plans. And then on all other transactions, you will be earning 1 point per dollar spent. Now, starting out for the first year, there's also going to be a spend bonus as well, where you can really rack up those points. So as long as you're able to spend at least $3,000 within the first 3 months of having this card, that's right around $1,000 per month, you are going to be earning 60,000 bonus points, and 60,000 reward points will allow for you to stay up to 7 nights for free. Now with this card, you're also going to be receiving some other pretty great features as well. So you will be receiving an anniversary bonus of 30,000 points every account anniversary. This is going to be enough for anywhere between 1 to 3 free nights, depending on the caliber of hotel that you're staying in. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to be receiving an automatic Platinum Elite membership. So with this, you can earn 25% bonus points every time you book a qualifying stay with Choice Hotels. You can also receive 20 Elite Night credits qualifying for at least Platinum level status each calendar year. Then you're going to be receiving some other benefits as well as far as travel goes. So you will be reimbursed up to $100 every 4 years for either global entry or TSA pre-check that's going to be issued as a credit. And then you're going to be receiving some cell phone protection as well. So you will be receiving up to $800 of cell phone protection against damage or theft. Now you are going to be subject to a $25 deductible. And then you're also going to be receiving MasterCard World Elite benefits. So you will be receiving additional security benefits, exclusive offers, and so much more with that. So those are the main features of this card. At this point, we are going to go ahead and move into the APR and fees, because this is also something you should definitely be keeping in mind as well. So starting out, we're going to be discussing the purchase APR. So starting out, you are going to have a purchase APR of either 20.99, 25.24, or 29.99%. Now, as far as the balance transfer APR goes, it's going to be exactly the same as the purchase APR. So it's going to be either 20.99, 25.24, or 29.99%. Now, obviously with balance transfers, starting out with this card, there's not much of a point in doing so. With other cards out there in the market, and even other cards by Wells Fargo, such as the Active Cash card, you might have an APR of say like 0%. So right now, if you're carrying a balance with another card where you're paying a lot of interest every single month, in that case, it might make sense to transfer the balance from that card over to the card with a 0% APR balance transfer offer. But starting out, obviously this card does not have a balance transfer offer. Perhaps over time they might select you for some type of 0% balance transfer offer, but for right now, they do not. Now, as far as cash advances go on this channel, I always recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This obviously should not be taken as financial advice. It's just something that I personally avoid because of the high interest rate plus the fees. But if you do decide to take a cash advance with this card, just know that your APR on those is going to be a whopping 29.99%. And then of course, there are also going to be some fees on top of that. So those fees with the cash advance is going to be either $10 or 5%, whichever happens to be greater. So if you take out a cash advance of $100, in that case, the $10 is going to be greater. However, if you take out a cash advance of say like $1,000, then in that case, you will have a fee of $50. Now, there's also going to be a fee with balance transfers as well if you decide to do one of those later on. And the balance transfer fee is either going to be $5 or 5%, whichever happens to be greater. As far as late payments go, with any credit card, I always recommend to set up auto pay. Just make sure that whatever account you're paying out of is going to have enough funds in there so you're not like overdrafting or anything like that. Or perhaps you can set up a calendar reminder, whatever works best for you. But if you do happen to slip up and pay late, just know there is going to be a late payment fee of up to $40. Now, something that I also always recommend people to do if they do happen to slip up and pay late is they can always call into the credit card issuer. So in this case, it would be Wells Fargo. They can call into Wells Fargo and ask if for like a one-time convenience, if they can waive that late payment fee. And usually for the first time or two, credit card companies will waive that late fee or perhaps even an interest fee. Again, for the first time or two, I wouldn't push your luck too much further past in. I really wouldn't push your luck there in general, but if you do happen to slip up and pay late, that is something that you could always definitely do. Now with this credit card, there's also going to be an annual fee. So every year having this credit card, you are going to have to pay a fee of $95. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to sit down and figure out whether or not you're getting enough benefits with this card to make paying $95 every single year worthwhile. And we are going to be going over the numbers in just a moment, and you should be able to have a much better idea of whether or not paying $95 for this card every single year will be worthwhile for you. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, I'm now going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and cons of this credit card. So we're going to start out with the good things. And first off, the first good thing is the fact that you will be earning 60,000 bonus points as long as you're able to spend at least $3,000 with this card within the first 3 months of having it. That's going to work out to right around $1,000 per month, which depending on how much you usually spend on a month-to-month basis might be hard for you or it might be difficult for you. Or perhaps in a case where you have a lot of larger transactions coming up and you have this card, they might be good transactions to put on this card just to simply earn that spend bonus. And once again, 60,000 points is going to be worth right around 7 free reward nights, possibly less, but up to 7 nights, pretty much at the maximum. Now, in addition to that, every single year, you'll also be earning the 30,000 anniversary points. And with this, it's going to be worth at least 1 free night and possibly up to 3 to 4 free nights, close to 4 free nights, but 3 would be like 8,000 points per night. And then another benefit of this card is the fact that you're going to be receiving the $100 credit every 4 years for either Global Entry or TSA PreCheck, as long as you use this card to purchase one of those. And then finally, you're also going to be receiving an automatic Platinum Elite membership, so that would be pretty solid as well. So those are the good things about this card. Now we're going to go ahead and dive into the bad things. And the first bad thing, of course, is the fact that yes, there is an annual fee of $95 every single year that you will have to pay. And like I mentioned just a moment ago, we're going to figure out whether or not that might be worth it for you. So basically, $95, no way to really get around that. You could possibly call in, ask to see if they will waive the fee. More than likely they will not. But you also have to keep in mind here that you are going to be receiving the 30,000 anniversary points every single year, and there's not a spend requirement to receive that. And 30,000 reward points are going to be worth up to 3 free nights. And at worst case scenario, it's going to be worth at least 1 free night. And in general, most hotels are going to be worth at least around $95 per night. So even if you just get 1 free night from the $95, you're pretty much going to be breaking even, possibly coming out ahead, especially if you can stretch these out to 2 or 3 free nights. So in general, if you usually stay at choice hotels, you're pretty much going to be breaking even or coming out ahead, even with the $95 annual fee. And then of course that leads us to our other drawback, and that's the fact that you are pretty much going to be restricted to choice hotel brands only. So perhaps if you don't like the choice hotel brands and you usually don't stay at them, then perhaps this credit card is not going to be good for you. So just to sum things up here, if you usually stay at choice hotels or you wouldn't mind staying at them, then this would definitely be a worthwhile credit card to have. However, if you're completely against staying at choice hotels, whatever that reason may be, then this credit card obviously is not going to be a great fit for you. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.